What would you do if people rejected you again and again? People whom you long to be saved. Would you stop trying or would you keep going? This is the story of Jonar Angulo, a missionary from the 59th batch of 1000 missionary movement. In 2022, Jonar was assigned in Homonhon Island, one of the beautiful islands of Samar, Philippines. When he arrived in his mission field, his eyes widened, not because of the beautiful scenery, but because of their living condition. Their house was shabby, uncomfortable, and had no toilet. And that meant that they had to find a place outside just to relieve themselves. But despite the challenges, Jonar's heart was burning with excitement to share the Advent message with the people in his mission field. What he didn't expect was how difficult it would be. Carrying their Bibles, they started visiting homes, and the people there are friendly, but the response to the message they bring was heartbreaking. The first house they visited rejected them, and then they go to the second house, still rejected them, and the third house, still rejected. Finally, they approach one more house hoping for a different response, but again, they got rejected. Tired and discouraged, they went home that day with heavy hearts. But they didn't stop there. The next days, they kept trying, but still, rejection met them at almost every door. They realized something. The people in their mission field were deeply devoted to their own faith, and their message was simply not welcome. But instead of giving up, they prayed earnestly for God's wisdom. And then, God impressed upon their hearts a simple but powerful truth. So, they acted on it. With a little allowance they received from the campus, they bought sacks of rice, packed them, and personally gave rice to the families they visited. Not to preach, but to simply show love. This was the beginning of what they called the Rice Ministry. And through this simple act of kindness, doors opened and, more importantly, hearts softened. People began to welcome them, listen to their message, and see Christ's love not just in words, but in action. Although baptism were not easy to achieve, the seeds of faith were planted deeply in many hearts. Missionaries are trained to follow Christ's method, to mingle, show sympathy, minister to needs, and win confidence. Truly, no one can keep rejecting love that is genuinely lived out. Jonar's story reminds us that even when we're rejected, love must continue. And even something as simple as a grain of rice, when given with the Christ-like heart, can change lives for eternity. Thank you for watching Missionary Stories podcast, and hope to see you again next time on our next episode. See you. Bye-bye.